YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Now, I have an interesting guest today. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
How are you? Could you kindly please tell the audience your name?
Yes, hi guys, I'm Daniel, Elina Shirley. Yeah, known by Meg Shirley or Mwiliki Wituthi on Twitter. Yeah, and Meg Shirley is my Instagram handle, guys. I'm very, very good and yeah.
All right, the reason why I invited you to this channel is because I'm aware you're running for, as you call it, Deputy President
Most definitely.
of UNAM HP Campus. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. HP Campus.
Now, I think it's essential that we expose the audience to your background. You're studying, if I'm not mistaken, education?
Yeah, I mean, since my campus only offer education courses, so I'm doing education. I'm a third year student, and I'm majoring in languages, English and Oshindonga.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, a linguist. Future linguist.
Now, you're a leader, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Most definitely I am.
Is that something which developed during your high school days or?
Believe me, this is something that has been in me. Remember, there's a statement that says leaders were born. Leadership is not a talent, but leaders were born. Growing up from childhood, growing up, I've always been this child, this super active, this loud child, even in the neighborhood, at home. It all started from home, actually. And I've been a leader, when I was grade 4 to 5 there, I was the cultural leader, like the cultural group leader. I remember I was a class captain by that time. Then when I went to because I had to change schools, I had to switch from this school to this one. So when I went for grade 6 and 7 to Shakati Primary School, I remember I was a prefect.
Oh.
Yeah, I was.
Which position did you have?
I was a vice head girl. No. The thing about primary school, we don't really have portfolios. Like what we do is we are all called prefects.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, we are called prefects. They are called prefects. And then when I went for secondary, because I remember said I had to switch from this school to this school. I mean, that's because of family issues, eh? So I had to switch. So I went for high school, grade 8 to 10, at Mwadina in Oshakati. Like, I'm a product of Oshakati. I'm from Oshakati, born and raised in Oshakati, although I had to move from here and there. So when I went there again, I got back in the cultural group. I was the leader. I was now in LRC, and I was all over. I was part of the choir. Like I told you, I've always been this child. I've always been here and there child. Then I went for high school, grade 11 and 12. I remember I was a model as well. There were times that I would hit that stage, and I would win. I'm not, I'm that person. So yeah, I remember I joined the choir. I know I started the choir, like I was the choir conductor at my high school. That's in Ondangwa, Antipa Toivo. And I campaigned for SRC. LRC. Because they are called LRC.
Okay.
So I campaigned for LRC. Believe me, I came out with the highest votes, not to lie. I know my high school G's can testify to this. But then I ended up being in the position of being a vice head girl, because the thing with high school elections is that the whole school gets to vote you, and then the elected members will now elect their their head girl and their head boy. Do you get it?
Yes.
So you know how girls are, and girls were dominating in the elected members. So they're like, people are not always, they do not speak, or how do I say it? People always seem to have a problem with these super active people. They think we are too much and we are all over and whatnot. But it's just who we are, you understand? It's just who we are. So they had to change. We had to elect. And then we ended up now electing my friend Eunice as the head girl, and I was the vice. So I was her vice. So yeah, fine, done with high school, Then I came to varsity. Guys, like I told you, leaders were really born, eh?
Yeah.
And they say it's your steps. You know, when you are a born leader, it's your personality, it's your characters, it's your steps. Even when you see a leader there, even they are also judged by their steps, the steps that they take. No, really.
Thank you for bringing that up. You made the transition from high school to university.
Exactly.
You've had a few leadership positions since you've been at HP, if I'm not mistaken.
I told you I'm always everywhere.
You were a class representative, right?
I was. Wait, it all started from my first year.
Okay.
I was a class representative for my phase, my year, English and Oshindonga, year 1. And then second year again, I was a class rep. And from class rep, I also served as an electoral commissioner.
Okay.
I had to deal with elections, you know.
What was your role in the electoral commission?
I remember when the candidates were now campaigning, or when people actually wanted to campaign for certain portfolios, electoral commissioners are always elected to make sure to facilitate the election process, to make sure that the right candidates, of course, qualify to partake in the elections, because you need to calculate people's academics. I mean, you can't be a leader while you are failing modules out there. So we need to calculate. We need to see, you have met the C average. Also, we need to check it. We need to check your leadership experience. I mean, you can't just jump from 0 to 10. It can't be. It can't be.
You mentioned you were a class rep. What were your roles in that capacity?
Yo, trust me, it has never been easy. I remember I had to attend meetings. You know, when you're a class rep, you qualify to be a parliamentarian.
Okay.
So you attend parliamentarian meetings, which were almost every week. It was quite tough. So I had to attend meetings. I had to report always to my students, like to my fellow classmates, on the meeting minutes. And I remember I had to make sure every time that we are updated, especially when it comes to academics. If there is a test, I make contact with the lecturer, when, and then I report back to my students. So, yeah.
That's interesting. You served in an electoral commission. You served as a class representative?
Yep.
And you're an SRC member?
Yep, okay. All right, that's fine. I served, or I'm currently serving as a representative for recreation, which has not really been easy on my side. I mean, COVID happened, you understand? Like, usually, I remember for the past years, the recreation portfolio has been really, really active, like in terms of hosting events and whatnot. Because it's a thing of engaging the students. It's a thing of bringing the students together, you know, make them forget about their academic issues, stress. You know, modules are very stressful, for real. So it has not really been easier for me because COVID happened. People had to move out of hostel. People had to go back home. Now imagine if you were to host an event and somebody is oshikuku or or poor, and also the fact that we were restricted to, we had these public gathering restrictions. It has been really tough in my position to host events, because UNAM is against the fact of bringing students together. I mean, based on the COVID-19 regulations, we really needed to adhere to the rules. I mean, otherwise it would give a bad name to our institution. So it has been tough, but also I had to be very smart. Since I could not really host events, since I could not make events happen, although I've been sending in projects, to be honest. I've been trying my level best. Even when they said 10 people only allowed, I tried. And the institution kept on rejecting. Like, no, it's not possible. Shirley, chill, it's not possible.
So the COVID pandemic restricted your capacity to deliver in a manner which you wanted to, right?
That is 100% right. I mean, it made it really tough for me to go ahead, because remember, apart from being a student, I'm also an MC. I host events. Okay. That's what I'm known out there for. I mean, a lot of people know me for Meg Shirley, remember I said Meg Shirley or Mwiliki Witupi, which is a direct translation to MC. So I'm quite a person that's really, really social. A lot of people out there know me for being an MC. So I thought now, if I go for this recreation portfolio, it will be easier for me. Boom, COVID said no. We are rejecting that.
Now, I think it's also essential to talk about what you've contributed to the university.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, the SRC for the portfolio of SRC for accommodation was vacant for some time, and you've also contributed in the campaign. There's a cleanup campaign going on campus, right?
Yeah. All right. To start with it all, let me start with the portfolio for accommodation. It has been vacant. I mean, due to the fact that students had to move out of hostel last year, and this year it was only the process changed. Only few students were allowed to return back to hostel. So since now the position or the portfolio was vacant, I decided no, since my recreation portfolio, my office is a bit chilled or it's being restricted to go ahead with what it has planned. So I decided no, I'm going to take a step. I will act as the representative for accommodation.
Now, were you requested to do that or you just volunteered?
No. Okay, to be honest,
yes.
I had a conversation, not really a long conversation. My deputy president initiated the idea. And I felt like, yeah, it's quite a good idea. I mean, because I can't sit doing nothing. I'm a person that I don't like, okay, how do I say it? I don't like sitting, doing nothing. It bores me. It makes me feel, no, man, this is not what I was born to do. You understand? I love being in action. So I took up the step to act as the representative for accommodation. And I managed to do a lot within that portfolio. No lie.
Okay. We've talked about your leadership background, and I'm aware you want to run for the top position. You want to be the chief student representative. Is that correct?
Most definitely, yes.
Now, I'm a bit concerned because there are discrepancies between an ordinary SRC member and the chief student representative. What do you think you bring to the conversation? What do you think makes you the best candidate for that position?
Yeah, looking at the two portfolios or looking at the conversation of being a vice president, which I'm now aiming for, and being an ordinary SRC, those are two complete conversations. They are two complete things. I mean, when you are a vice president, you are the head, right?
Yes.
You are the facilitator. You make sure that let me say when you are the head of the house, everything. If the house is to go down, then remember you are in charge. Meaning, if the house is to go down, it's your responsibility. You understand? So okay, now to answer your, let me say to give compliments to your question. The thing is, one thing about me, now when it comes to me, deciding on this vice president portfolio position, I was actually thinking, because I told my mom and I told my friends, this time around, I'm not going to go for any ordinary portfolio, but I'm aiming high. Remember, I told you I'm about positive energy, I'm about the confidence and whatnot. So I thought the idea of becoming vice president will expose me to a lot of things. I'm really interested into student affairs. That's one thing about me. Very, very interested. I mean, I believe we are all here today because of academics. If not, then we would be home or we would be clubbing and whatnot. So for me, I have this student academic interest, and then now thinking of this portfolio of being a vice president, for me is about the vision. It's never about the position, but the vision. When I'm talking of the vision, I mean, what are you aiming for? What do you want to achieve? What gaps do you want to fill within the portfolio? Do you understand? And also looking at the issue of, especially now that COVID came, and we have a lot of academic issues around campus, you understand? So for me, I believe this portfolio of vice president will give me an exposure and also an opportunity to work out on all these academic issues, you understand? To work out on all my best abilities to make sure that I facilitate whatever I need to facilitate in the right way, to make sure that I am the voice of the voiceless. You understand? Because if there's a thing that says, if the person in charge is weak, and then the whole team will be weak. You understand?
Yes.
And being as strong as I am, because I'm a person that has a strong character. I'm very strong. I'm very energetic. You understand? Like I said, I'm all about action. So I believe when you are now sitting in that portfolio, in that section of being vice president, you can't sit around and just watch things go the other way around while you know they were supposed to go point or direction C. You understand? Or direction A. So for me, it's about the what? It's about the work. It's about what I want to achieve. It's about looking at academic issues like, this is what I need to tackle. This is what we need to do as a team. And one thing about me, I always tell my friends, I'm a teamwork person. I don't believe in the I strategy. I'm not a centralized person. I believe in teamwork. And I would as well prefer if the whole committee works as a team, you understand? Because once you start making ideas on your own, because you feel now like, you are in position, because you are the vice, you are in position of making decisions on your own without considering the other team's ideas. Believe me, if the whole house is going to fall, then it will be on you. But if you work as a team, as a committee, and then you take steps on certain issues, so if you are to win, then it's again to the committee. If it's a lose, again it's to the committee, you understand? So now, looking at this portfolio of being a vice president, it's not just about me being the vice president and everybody will know me on campus for being a vice president. It's about student academic issues. It's about work. It's about representing my students. It's about going outside my best abilities. It's about going away my strengths to make sure that I bring whatever they need on the table. I present whatever they want to be presented. Yeah.
That's interesting. And what do you think you will bring to the conversation? What policies do you plan on instilling as a chief student representative?
Honestly speaking, for me, right now I can't really say, okay, I'm not the type of leader that says, please vote for me, I will build for you a hospital, and I will do that. I don't promise people the universe. But I believe in action. I believe in ideas. I believe in terminologies. I don't believe in promising people the universe, or, you understand, promising people heaven and earth, and you don't do that. For me, all I know is that with the abilities and the capabilities, remember, opportunities do not define abilities and capabilities. Simply because you've got an opportunity doesn't mean you're capable. So for me, what I will bring on the table within this portfolio is that it will all depend on the committee, or it will all depend on, remember, you are the head, but the head should also be accompanied by the rest of the body parts. You understand? You can't just have a head and you don't have a neck. What will hold the head? You understand? For me, it's about what we as a committee will bring on the table. You understand? Like I said, I can't promise students heaven and earth. For me, it's about whatever issue that might go around campus, we make sure that we look at it, we bring it on the table, we process it nice, you understand? Nice, we cook it if we need to cook it, and then we finalize it, and then we bring it to the students. Yeah.
That's really interesting. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel as usual, and expect more content. Stephen Sejumbila with my guests, and I guess have a lovely day.
And yes, guys, don't forget, go out there and vote for Daniel, Elina, Shirley for vice president, and enjoy